Alright, this was basically a playoff game because both sides came out with max effort, so it got real physical throughout, and that led to a lot of whistles whenever players got downhill. It was even showing on some loose ball fouls because that effort extended to the O boards, but the most obvious similarities stem from their ball handlers creating everything and them exploiting advantages. Both sides had their bigs showing off screens, but Carl is always unprepared or late, so he's always having to drop, and all that space is always going to be exploited by Luka or Braun. I even see the same lateness on his low rotations, so he's never ready to protect the rim, but even when him or Mitch Rob were up, Luka was still making the right reads, and him and Braun were basically getting whatever they wanted. The two played with pace, exploited Brunson hedging as much as the Knicks bigs dropping or showing, and all of that was creating solid looks for themselves or the others, but there were a couple issues they ran into. They started settling a little too much from deep after the first, and had goofy turnover issues that started to compound, so their offense got more stagnant throughout the second and third. Besides the whistles, it was really Braun keeping them afloat in the second with his constant drives, because they easily could have been down at least 15, and he bought him just enough time for the others to start showing up in the second half. If anything, Dolan and Gabe arguably made the most crucial buckets on the night, because their offense was dead in water until those two made shots, so the ones in the third did the same as Braun's buckets in the second, then the ones in the fourth started the momentum shift to run it back. That 19-6 run in the last 7 minutes started with Dolan getting to the rim, then ended with Gabe finding Tracy from the corner to give him the lead, and the two stayed shot ready whenever Luka or Braun dimed him. But I can't say the same for the others on the Knicks, because it was basically Brunson versus the Lakers from the start to the end, and he single-handedly had to carry them throughout. He was exploiting the Lakers' bigs dropping or showing, and hunting his own matchups, the same way Luka or Braun was, but the only help he really got on the night was Anunoby's stretch in the second, and that's what got him control of the game. He just capitalized on the Lakers' bricks and turnovers during that stretch for a couple of trays and runouts, but other than that, it was all Brunson, and he had to basically create everything every time he had the rock. Carl was non-existent because he got into foul trouble early and he just wasn't aggressive at all, but a lot of that was from the Lakers' defense. He couldn't finish on his drives, and they were tilting his post touches, so I think all that physicality inside softened him up because he started settling from deep to avoid all that bump. He just joined the rest of the team putting up bricks because the Lakers were consistently showing to take away the paint, and they were really living off tough shots until it caught up to him in the fourth. They're just fortunate they have Brunson to go to in a game of buckets, because he was able to keep him afloat for as long as possible by matching Luka and Braun on the other end, and it was basically all about matchup hunting down the wire, especially against the bigs. All three of them were exploiting the shows or forcing a switch, and fortunately for the Lakers, Luka and Austin finally made some shots in OT, but unfortunately for the Knicks, Brunson suffered a bad ankle injury, so the loss was inevitable after that. Just watch the tape.
Reeves, three!